All right, in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what I have learned from building a marketing agency starting back in August of 2025 to today, which is May 21st, 2026. I'm going to save you a lot of time with this video. I'm going to show you all the lessons that I learned from a lot of trial and error. So without further ado, let's get into it. Basically, who am I and why is this even worth your time to watch? Look, my name is Lyndon Thomas. I'm 20 years old. And like I said, I've been running a marketing agency for roughly 10 months now. And I have been through everything that you can think of, chasing other business models, churning clients, literally everything that could go wrong in a marketing agency has probably happened to me, other than, going into bankruptcy or whatever. But I have been in debt multiple times so that you don't have to. But now let's get into, what I really want to talk about in this video. And that is what is going on with my current client and how it really impacts how you should run your marketing agency as a whole. So one of my clients is a contractor who had no website, no online presence, and was completely dependent on referrals. And so I built him a full marketing ecosystem. Now I want to do a fair job of actually explaining what I did for this guy. So we are essentially partnered in business at this point, but he started with nothing. Like, he had no CRM, no digital presence, literally relied on referrals and had no consistency whatsoever in his business. Okay, so what I did is I set him up with a very simple CRM and something that could track all of our leads, keep them in one space, and then also give him a website that actually is professional. It comes across as premium and attracts quality homeowners, which I'll get into more in a second. More than this, we also pivoted him into full-scale remodeling and construction because the ticket size was bigger and the numbers looked better only on paper. And that decision made sense at the time. But the problem that you're going to see here is that it was not scalable, or as scalable as we thought. Now, just to give you an overview, the results we've seen are nothing short of incredible. $3,500 in ad spend and over $200,000 in profit. And that happened in roughly 90 days of running paid ads, which was absolutely phenomenal. And the craziest part was it wasn't actually from lead volume. Okay, this was from lead quality and branding that actually attracted the right homeowners who needed big scale jobs done. And obviously we were the people that they chose to do it with. But here's where this gets interesting. Okay, a high ticket remodeling job ties you to one homeowner for 4 to 5 months. It has great profit, but you're unable to move while you are buried in it. So we eventually and inevitably hit a bottleneck of capacity, because the fact of the matter is that you cannot scale what you cannot do repeatedly. So here's where this started tying into my business and not just what I'm seeing for my clients. So you got to think about two types of contractor work here. All right. And again, this ties directly into running an agency. So the first being a remodeling job. Okay, so this is a massive ticket item. It takes a lot of time to get done, and you're basically tied to one of the homeowners, or for my sake, one of the clients, for a very long time. Ideally, your clients never leave you, but in this circumstance, you're doing so much, it's like a high paid job in a sense. Now let's take the other example, a windows and doors job. You walk in, do the work, you're in and out in about a day, and it's smaller ticket, right? But you can do more of it. It's more scalable. And of course, you're getting a quicker result for the customer, which will go more in depth a little bit later in this video. One of these, AKA remodeling, builds a big project, where the other actually builds a scalable business that compounds and snowballs. So of course, my client and I have talked, and we're going to go back to windows and doors simply because we saw that as the most scalable thing possible. And around that same time that we made that pivot back into windows and doors, I had to have a conversation with myself about my business and how I was going to even scale my agency doing such hands-on work for this specific client. Because the fact is that our engagement is a deep partnership. Effectively, I am a partner in his business. That model naturally has a ceiling, and I saw it fast. And the question I had to ask myself is, what inside of this is actually scalable? So of course, I cannot be partnered in 20 different windows and doors companies. That would be illogical, and it would not make any sense for me or the business, because I'd be spread too thin and I would not be the best of myself in all of those worlds. It would be like 5% here, 5% there, you know how it is. So the interesting thing that I found here was that inside of all of this work, there were certain pieces that were essentially plug and play, and I could basically copy and paste into any contractor's business. So first of all, being a professional website, it's very easy. You can find a template. For what I built for my client, I can literally copy and paste it and put it into another contractor who does not have a website and is falling behind his competition, because at this point in time, it's 2026, you have to have a website. It is literally a non-negotiable, and it is illogical not to have one. The next thing is AI automations, which are very simple to build if you are familiar with a tool called Go High Level. It's super, super easy. I have them pre-built to where I can just drop them into a Go High Level sub account, and then they're ready for the next client who wants to do business with me. The third thing is a Google review funnel and one-click marketing campaigns. Essentially, to dumb it down, you have a text blast that goes out to existing customer base that a contractor has, which is super easy to find. You literally ask them for their customers. They have them on a sheet, on paper, it doesn't matter. If I can get their phone number and their name, I can do it. You drop them into a text blast, you send them all a message basically saying, hey, thank you for doing business with us. We'd like to hear your feedback. You send them a link to a Google review funnel, which basically anything 4 and 5 stars, it goes to the Google business page. They actually do get the review. Anything under, it takes them to a private page where they can send that feedback, and it just goes into your CRM, not on your public page. So it's just a win-win-win. And so now this is kind of how I found this model to be actually scalable. All of those pieces are packaged into a $297 per month offer. Now you're probably asking, Lyndon, why the fuck would I just hold myself down to $297 a month? I understand your concern. I started out doing very high ticket offers. I charged $3K up front and then 20% of the profit on the back end. That can work, but again, when you do that, you kind of position yourself as a partner, whereas with this is a very in and out, and it's a no-brainer. Okay, so with that low ticket price, of course you have to sign more clients to make more money, but it's designed to have a delayed gratification effect, versus with the agency, you get all of the gratification up front, and then you're wondering what next month's income is going to look like. Whereas this, well, you're charging a monthly fee, and it's not the typical 2 to 3K marketing agency fee, because the market nowadays is very skeptical, and they're probably not going to be willing to fork over that amount of money per month. Now, of course, it's possible. Anything's possible. I've done that. But again, from what I'm seeing in real market feedback, this is just how it is. So essentially what you're offering them, like I covered just a second ago, a professional website, automated lead follow-up, missed call text back, all the AI systems that are super simple, and review growth, Google business profile optimization, a dedicated business number, all in one inbox. I can list off the features all day. It's super fucking simple. It's a Go High Level snapshot. And every single contractor that doesn't have Google reviews and doesn't have a website desperately needs this system. And again, at $297 a month, that decision is made very easily, because again, it's a low ticket item and the math is pretty obvious. They're going to be getting jobs. One job covers that cost for months on end, right? But the most important aspect of this is that they will never leave you. Now, of course, you're gonna have churn. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that churn is not gonna happen. You're never gonna lose a client. You'll lose clients. But this just significantly decreases the likelihood of that happening. Now you're probably wondering, why would they never leave me? What do I have to offer that's so great that they would never leave? Well, basically, from what I've found, I'm hosting his website and I'm maintaining it. If he cancels the subscription, he doesn't have a website. Therefore, he's losing a major piece of his business, because he will no longer have a website if he leaves me. Moreover, the automations don't exist anywhere else. He will lose all of the automations that I built him, basically missed call text back, the Google review funnel, automated pipelines, really everything that runs on the back end seamlessly will be gone. Therefore, it will be a very painful decision to leave me. And a very important thing, I am implementing AI in a world where contractors hear that every single day, but they have no clue how to actually implement it. And this is just a very simple, easy way. It's a very in and out offer that can give them that gratification, actually have an impact on their business, and basically make them feel like, hey, I am, installing systems that are being talked about so much that I have no idea how to implement. Well, this guy's handling that for me at only $297 a month. And of course, growing their local presence with Google reviews, those compound, and it's really, really, really easy, guys. It's so easy to just set them up with a one-click marketing campaign. I click send, and it sends it to however many customers he has in his phone. And let's say 10% of them actually, fill out the form and give him a review. And boom, you have 20 Google reviews versus 0, right? So it's just a no-brainer to have. And basically every single piece of this is sticky by design, because the point of the low ticket offer is to have predictable revenue and to make it to where they never leave you, because it's just kind of a rounding error on the balance sheet. They don't even see it at the end of the year. And it's something where if they cancel, they're losing a very big piece of their business. Now, listen, this is working right now because, well, everything's saturated, right? You've heard that a million times. But if you go on Google and you look up windows and doors contractors near me, I guarantee if you scroll far enough, you're going to find at least 5 to 10 contractors who do not have a website or have like less than 10 Google reviews. Okay, it's very easy to find them. And most local contractors are still completely referral dependent. They have no predictable way of getting people in the door. They're just hoping and praying that Susie down the street refers them to another neighbor. And it's basically a ceiling that they don't even see yet, right? So they have no real website, no automations, nothing on the digital side of things. And again, in 2026, this is a non-negotiable for a contractor. Their competitors have tons of Google reviews, a website that actually converts, and they're just sitting there with nothing. And the beautiful thing here is that you don't need to be the best marketer in the world. You just need to have simple systems that these contractors otherwise would not be able to get their hands on. And of course, they don't know how to do it. So you're looked at as an expert. And again, they're so simple, but they really do make an impact in these guys' business. So with all that being said, the real lesson that I want you to see here is that deep partnerships have a ceiling. You cannot be running 10 businesses at once. It's just not scalable. But systemized recurring offers actually scale. And the funny thing is, if you're running a marketing agency or if you've even played around and go high level, the work you've done already probably has copy and paste pieces inside of it that you haven't recognized yet. And if you were to take away just one lesson from this video, it's that you need to find the windows and doors version of what you do. So whether that be an agency, AI automations, I don't give a fuck what it is. Find something that is plug and play and that is copy and paste and that you can take and basically just implement into businesses. And the delivery takes about a week and then you're done. And basically after that, it's just checkups. Hey, how are we doing, John? How's everything looking? You liking the website so far? Would you like any more photos on that? Those types of things, to where you're not tied to these people in the sense of you're not having to repeat, you're not having to launch ads all the time. Now, of course, for me, I'm still going to run ads. I do currently, but that's just going to be more of an upsell after I've built the foundations. But I digress. The point being, if you can find that windows and doors version of what you do, you're going to be very successful when you find these people at scale. And then obviously just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And with that being said, I am going to end it at that. My name is Lennon Thomas. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you soon.